If you're buying in Ridgefield right now or in the near future, you could be missing the neighborhoods that will see the biggest gains and most appreciation over the next few years. And by the time everyone's talking about them, there's a good chance it's going to be too late to get in at today's prices. That's why in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a few different things. The under the radar neighborhoods with price points below Ridgefield's averages, but the appreciation trends that are heating up fast. Also, the communities with larger lots, unique character, and room to grow without the bidding wars you see in the big name areas. And lastly, the strategically located pockets combining location, lifestyle, and overall upside, perfect for long-term value and strong resale. I'm Hayden Humphrey, your top local real estate agent here in Southwest Washington, and I help buyers find the neighborhoods that aren't just a great place to live. And to be completely transparent, I feel like the video I'm making today is going to be a great one because I have this conversation with clients relocating here at least once a week, if not multiple times a week. Overall, there's a ton of buzz around the city of Ridgefield, and typically with a lot of buzz comes a lot of specific questions about neighborhoods and where's the best place to live. The hidden gem number one is known as Greely Farms. Situated just east of I-5, Greely Farms is one of Ridgefield's most emerging residential areas. Its location offers a quiet and suburban feel while keeping you within just minutes of downtown Ridgefield, super close to I-5 access, and nearby commercial hubs in Salmon Creek and Vancouver. The median home price here over in the East Ridgefield cluster is around $580,000 as of mid-2025, which is actually below Ridgefield's overall median of $680,000 according to Redfin. Homes in Greely Farms are primarily new builds, typically post 2018, with lot sizes averaging 5,000 to 7,000 square feet. And given my personal insight, Greely Farms offers early entry pricing in an area poised for appreciation as Ridgefield's growth continues over eastward. Inventory over here is fairly limited, but when homes hit the market, they do attract commuter buyers looking for the new construction without the top tier price tag that we see in Ridgefield a lot. And why I put Greely Farms in my video, it's kind of slept on. It's not really like a branded neighborhood yet. Many buyers outside of Ridgefield haven't even heard of the name and instead focus on more of the established communities west of the I-5. That lack of name recognition keeps the competition and, in my opinion, the prices lower than what they could be. I personally had buyers purchase on both sides of I-5 in Ridgefield, and I definitely noticed how much more expensive it is over on the west side. Now, the west side might have a little bit more appeal, but realistically, is it worth it, the extra $100,000 to $200,000 for arguably the same type of home? Some of the things I do love about Greely Farms is there's quiet streets and low traffic, thanks to being kind of removed from the main arterials. Another great thing too is there's easy access to walking and biking trails connecting to Ridgefield's Greenbelt system. Greely Farms is also just a short drive away to different wineries around the area and the nature areas, including the Ridgefield National Wildlife Refuge. Now, as part of Ridgefield's Envision 2045 plan, according to the city of Ridgefield, East Ridgefield is expected to see incremental infrastructure upgrades, including new road improvements, different and new school capacity, and neighborhood parks. Along with that, there's substantial retail growth along the Pioneer Street corridor that's going to bring shopping and diner closer to the side of the city. In fact, just this week, the first Washington State In-N-Out burger actually just opened up. And in my opinion, I already went there, grabbed a cheeseburger. It brought humongous crowds to the Pioneer Street corridor in Ridgefield. Now, what about the schools? Served by the Ridgefield School District, with Ridgefield High School ranked among the top 10% in Washington, according to greatschools.com. And from this report that I was reading, this top 10% is for college readiness. That's how they did this study. So overall, Greely Farms is perfect for buyers who want a new home in Ridgefield without paying Westside premium prices, and buyers who value a quiet suburban lifestyle while keeping commuter convenience. Greely Farms is also perfect for a buyer that's looking for early stage growth potential in a market that's definitely expanding eastward. Now, Ridgefield's second hidden gem is known as Canyon View and Canterbury Trails neighborhoods. So the location of this, it's tucked into Ridgefield's established residential zones, and these HOA governed communities are located just west of I-5. It's pretty much a short drive over to downtown Ridgefield and to the I-5 corridor. Their location offers both neighborhood seclusion and quick access to shopping, dining, and schools. Now, the median home price in an HOA neighborhood in Ridgefield averaged $650,000 to $720,000 for properties, and that's based off off of a report from Redfin from the mid-2025. And obviously depends on a lot size, upgrades, and a few other things. And in these neighborhoods, home styles range from early 2000s traditional to recent construction with well-maintained streets and community standards. Now, my personal insight, these neighborhoods deliver a few different things: stability, curb appeal, and long-term value retention, often selling faster than the city average due to the HOA upkeep and consistent presentation. Now, I know some of those YouTube comments, they're gonna say, HOAs, I hate HOAs, they're the worst thing. And I totally get it. There's certain HOAs that I really do despise, but some of these in Ridgefield seem to be very reasonable. And when you look at a neighborhood that has an HOA and a neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA, I typically notice a difference. And to be honest, before I got into real estate, I was really against HOAs, but I did kind of learn, hey, if there's like a community standard that's held up, the overall neighborhood is gonna have higher values overall. Now, why are these neighborhoods hidden gems? I believe they're marketed primarily towards local buyers and don't have kind of the broad name recognition of Ridgefield's larger master plan developments. Out of area buyers often skip over them in favor of the bigger, more advertised communities. So some great things about these neighborhoods is there is HOA maintained green spaces and neighborhood parks, which are always nice. There's sidewalks and safe streets ideal for walking, biking, and different community events. And in these neighborhoods, I believe there's a strong sense of neighborhood identity and pride and overall upkeep. Now, I say this, neighborhood identity and pride in the upkeep because I was actually touring a few days ago over in Canterbury Trails. And after the tour, we walked out of the house and I actually saw some neighbors across the street. And typically when I do this, I like to see what people think of the neighborhood because the neighbors typically give you the most honest advice. And I said, hey, how do you guys like it? And it was funny because one neighbor came out, another neighbor came out, and there was a couple neighbors talking to us. And the one thing I really took away from that conversation is there was so much pride in being in that neighborhood. And honestly, they were super excited to tell us everything there was that the HOA was doing, that different neighbors were doing and up to. And it was pretty cool to see. Now, according to the city of Ridgefield, the ongoing citywide infrastructure improvements are going to enhance the connectivity of these neighborhoods, kind of getting them to mesh together, especially with all the Pioneer Street upgrades that we're seeing today. And the increased demand from buyers seeking move-in ready properties with minimal maintenance might just push that appreciation rate above the city average. Now, these two neighborhoods are served by the Ridgefield School District, including Union Ridge Elementary and View Ridge Middle School, both recognized for very strong academic programs and community engagement, according to greatschools.com. So overall, these neighborhoods are perfect for buyers who want the peace of mind and consistent curb appeal that comes with an HOA. It's also perfect for the buyer who value low maintenance living in an established, well-kept neighborhood, and also for someone who prefers being close to the city core while enjoying kind of that suburban feel that we love. Now, if finding the perfect spot in Ridgefield or anywhere in Southwest Washington for that matter is on your agenda, don't do it alone. I'm a top real estate expert here in Southwest Washington and would be happy to help you out. Shoot me a text or a phone call. All right, the third hidden gem, the neighborhoods that we're going to discuss now, is Pioneer Canyon, Green Gables, and Laurel Heights. And all these are located along the Pioneer Street corridor just east of I-5. And these newer subdivisions are strategically positioned for easy commuter access while keeping kind of a short drive to Ridgefield's downtown schools and parks. And I like this area because it kind of blends that suburban comfort with the proximity to Ridgefield's fastest growing commercial zones too. Now, the median home price for these neighborhoods is roughly $500,000 to $800,000, depending on a few different things, home size and upgrades. And that's according to redfin.com. Most of these homes are built post 2009. They do feature modern layouts, energy efficient systems, and overall low maintenance yards. Now, these cluster of neighborhoods is in the sweet spot between affordability and convenience. And homes tend to attract both the young families and professionals who want commuter friendly locations without sacrificing the community amenities that we love. And why these areas are hidden gems is because I think these are relatively newer developments. They lack the heritage branding of Ridgefield's older, well-known neighborhoods. And many buyers outside of the area aren't aware how quickly this corridor is developing into kind of a central hub. And I say central hub because if you've been here the last 5 years, you are starting to realize that there's so many people that are attracted to this area for a few different reasons. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, anybody who goes to Ridgefield is going to notice the Pioneer Corridor, just how much of a central hub this is really becoming. It's super popular. We now have the Costco there. We actually have 2 Starbucks now. We have the In-N-Out Burger that just opened. There's a few different banks and a ton more coming in really quickly. Now, some of the great things about these neighborhoods is there's quick access to I-5 for commuting to Vancouver or Portland. It's really close to local parks, including Abrams Park and the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, which is sweet. And something that's great too is there's sidewalks, cul-de-sacs, and a lot of kid-friendly street layouts. My wife and I seem to commute through Ridgefield, I feel like at least a couple times a week. And one thing that we always notice is there's always families and kids riding their bikes because it's a very safe and walkable town. Now, some upcoming development and market shifts. The Pioneer Street improvements are set to increase traffic flow and pedestrian safety, further enhancing accessibility. And there's a ton of nearby commercial growth, including retail and dining expansions, that's going to boost neighborhood convenience and overall long-term appeal. Now, back to the schools. These different neighborhoods are served by Ridgefield School District, including Sunset Ridge Intermediate and Ridgefield High School. Both, as we know, are well rated for academics and extracurricular programs, according to greatschools.com. Now, these neighborhoods, I believe they're perfect for buyers who want a newer home in a well-planned, family-friendly neighborhood. It's perfect for someone who needs quick freeway access, but still value a quiet residential feel. And to be honest, it's for someone who's looking for solid appreciation potential as the Pioneer Corridor continues to mature, and we all know that it's already doing that. All right, the fourth hidden gem, in my opinion, is Taverner Ridge and Washougal Estates. Now, the location of these is situated in the western part of Ridgefield. Taverner Ridge and Washougal Estates are established neighborhoods with larger lots and mature landscaping. They're only a short drive to downtown Ridgefield and I-5, offering a blend of privacy and convenience. Now, the median home price of these neighborhoods are typically $650 all the way up to $1 million, with custom features and larger square footage compared to standard subdivisions, according to Redfin. Many of these homes in these neighborhoods were built in the early 2000s, with recent renovations adding value. So my personal market insight on these neighborhoods is they do appeal to buyers seeking space, the custom details, and more of kind of the estate-like feel without moving too far away from the city amenities. The big thing with these properties is there's larger lots. You have a big backyard, you have the mature settings, and these two things really set them apart in a market where newer developments often have the smaller parcels, the tinier yards. And to be honest, the best hidden gem is one of these homes. I know they're built in the early 2000s, but one of these homes that is completely remodeled, because you get the full remodel. It feels like a new construction, but you also get a large lot, and you actually have a backyard to, play catch with your kid, or set up a volleyball net, or set up a soccer field. All right, so the overall lifestyle highlights of these specific neighborhoods: there's larger backyards, ideal for outdoor living, gardening, or even adding some sort of shop or potential ADU. And one thing driving through these neighborhoods, I just realized how quiet they are. There's very low traffic streets. And driving through these neighborhoods, I personally believe, wow, these streets are really quiet. There's not a lot of traffic going through them. And overall, there's definitely a pride of living here. I've talked to a few people that live in Washougal, and they make a point to say, I live in Washougal. And another thing too is there's proximity to Ridgefield's parks, the boat launch, and the wildlife refuge. Now, what I've noticed, some of the upcoming development and market shifts with these neighborhoods is there's benefit from the west side infrastructure upgrades that are tied to Ridgefield's broader growth plan. And something that I want to mention too is there's continued demand from buyers wanting more lot space. And I believe this could push appreciation higher, as we're seeing a lot of subdivisions that have smaller lot sizes every single year. And these subdivisions, because they are the cheapest, they're dominating the new construction market around here. So what I believe is, if you want a big, large lot, it's going to be a privilege here in the future. Now, these two neighborhoods are served by Ridgefield School District with Ridgefield High School and View Ridge Middle School, both earning strong ratings for academic performance and extracurricular programs, according to greatschools.com. Now, these neighborhoods are perfect for a buyer who wants a larger home and yard in an established, peaceful setting. And it's for someone who prefers a neighborhood with character and mature landscaping over the brand new builds that we constantly see. And for a buyer who values being close to both natural recreation and the modern day city conveniences. Now, every single area in Ridgefield comes with different perks, whether it's commute time, school quality, price point, or a long-term appreciation potential. Now, people hear Ridgefield as a whole, but don't quite know which neighborhoods are hidden gems compared to others. And buying in the wrong neighborhood today could potentially put you in a position where you could face slower growth, tougher resale, or miss out on a neighborhood that will have fit your budget and lifestyle much better than another. I did want to point out though, as I'm going through this list, I noticed a trend. Ridgefield There's super easy commute times over to I-5, to downtown, to the Pioneer Corridor, you know, to Vancouver and Portland for the most part. Now, while I was making this video, I noticed some pretty redundant things in Ridgefield. With all these hidden gems, number one, there's great schools in Ridgefield. And number two, the commute times to that Pioneer Corridor, to I-5, which is going to take you to Vancouver and Portland, are all very similar in Ridgefield. And I think that's one of the reasons why Ridgefield is absolutely booming. I'm Hayden Humphrey, your trusted real estate expert here in Southwest Washington. I've helped countless buyers find not just the house, but the right neighborhood, one that protects your investment and matches how you want to live. If you're thinking about buying in Ridgefield or relocating here, my contact info is in the description below. Reach out anytime. And if you're not ready to talk yet, feel free to download my free Southwest Washington relocation guide using the link below so you can start your search in a smart way. We've worked really hard on this relocation guide, and I hope you guys find value in it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Come here, sit, sit, sit.